I'm here in Milan for just 48 hours, and that's to experience some of the more quirky things to do in this fabulous city. So if you want some inspiration, some ideas, stick with me, watch this video, and don't forget, subscribe as well. Milan, the city of dreams, the fashion capital of the world, and home of the supercar Ferrari. Now, I'm not here to see all the normal things to do here, like the castle, Leonardo da Vinci, or the Dormer. You can watch a million YouTube videos to see all that. I'm here to see the quirky Milan, the side that unless you're in the know, you probably wouldn't see. First up, I visited a church with thousands of human skulls and bones lining the walls and the ceilings, right in the centre of Milan, just a stone's throw from the main cathedral. Next, I took a hair-raising walk right to the roof of one of Milan's most iconic and highest buildings, the Dormer Cathedral. I witnessed a spectacular storm in Naviglio, explored some of the most amazing wildlife loose in the city. When in Milan, you've got to try gelato, and I tried a designer gelato. And finally, I ended up getting a finger. How rude. Now, I'm at the Santuario di San Bernardino al Ossa. It's a short walk away from the Dormer and the main shopping district, which is over there. Now, in the year 1210, a cemetery close to this location, it ran out of space, so a small ossuary was actually opened at the side of the existing hospital to house all the bones and the skulls. So this alley here that runs alongside the ossuary is known as Dead Man's Alley, for obvious reasons. An ossuary is a place made to serve as a final resting place of human skeletal remains. When burial spaces are scarce, they can be frequently used. Now, when a death occurs, the body is placed in a temporary grave, and after a few years, it can be placed into an ossuary. I've got to say, it's really peaceful in here. There's thousands and thousands of skulls. To think that these people once had dreams and aspirations and ambitions. I didn't know what to expect. I thought it'd be really, really creepy, but it's actually really, really peaceful. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't completely overwhelmed. Now, if you want to go to the ossuary, it is free of charge, but you are encouraged to leave a donation. Next up, it's back to the Dormer Cathedral, where we're going to do some exercise. It's really hot, and guess what? We're going to walk all the way to the roof. Could you imagine doing this in a nice pair of high heels? I couldn't. It's around about 250 steps to get you right up to the top of the roof, but make sure you take a bottle of water. Don't take anything else, because they won't let you go. I'm on the roof, finally, and I've stopped panting. It's very, very hot here, but it's definitely worth coming up. The Dormer is Milan's popular tourist hotspot. It's the largest Gothic church in Italy. Now, all along the walls, you're going to see beautiful statues which have been carefully sculptured. Now, there's over 3,400 statues and 700 marble figures all over the cathedral. Now, at one point, the golden statue of Mary, which stands on the highest point of the roof of the cathedral, was actually the highest point in the city. That is until the skyscrapers came along. They are doing a little bit of renovation on the building at the moment, so there's lots of these sort of boards everywhere. And for those of you that do get the wobbles when it comes to heights, I was okay coming up, but coming down a little bit, it was a little bit scary for me because some of the handrails were blocked off. But apart from that, it's fantastic. You've got some amazing views over the city. This is the other side of the cathedral, and you've got the Martini building over there. Talking about martinis, I can actually do with a large one. Going down the steps, it's a lot easier than coming up the things, I'll tell you that. Well, after climbing up the top of the cathedral, it was now time for a well-deserved treat. A designer ice cream. This is the famous ice cream shop, Italiani, and it lies just at the side of the cathedral. They've got a range of designer ice creams, which are amazing. Look at this bad boy here. Don't know whether to eat it or stick it on the wall. It's like a piece of art. The Italian word for ice cream is gelato. Now, it's got a higher proportion of milk than ice cream, and it's got a reduced amount of cream and eggs. Now, to make this delicious treat, which is melting all over my hands, the gelato is churned at a slower rate, which uses less air and makes the gelato more thicker and denser than ice cream. Now, most gelato is a lot healthier than traditional ice cream. And one great thing about it is it can be served at a warmer temperature, and it's boiling today. To get around the city, Milan's got a great network of public transport systems, from trams, old and new, trains, buses, boats, you name it, they've got it. It's now time to head over to Naviglio, where we're going to try an aperitivo. I've come to this area, it's called the Naviglio, which basically is a canal side, a little bit like what I would describe as Camden in London, for those of you that know that area. But there's lots of eateries around here, and this is where you can actually get what's called an aperitivo. It's around about a 20-minute journey from Central Station on the metro system, so it really isn't far, and you get a bargain. Aperitivos are typically served between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. and can consist of a drink and some form of snacks. I found a lovely little restaurant, found a menu of the day, 15 euros, which is, it's got salmon, it's got beef, it's beautiful. You have to shop around down here, but wear a long sleeve top because there's lots of mosquitoes in the air. We're sitting at the side of the canal and we're waiting for the downpour to begin because we're watching this amazing storm, and it's all coming over the Alps. You can see it flashing above us. It's absolutely amazing, isn't it, Joe?
Yes, it is.
A 5-minute walk from the dormer is the castle. Now, behind the castle, which by the way is free to access the grounds, is Siena Park. Now, the park runs from the castle to the arch. The walk around the park is absolutely amazing, and there's lots of art installations here. And just like in the centre of the castle, there's lots of performances. So do check out the website for the park just to see what's coming up in the future, because you might see something pretty cool. There's lots of lakes in the park. If you look carefully, you'll see some pretty interesting wildlife. I've just spotted some turtles. There's quite a few actually hidden in the sort of like in the reefs. Now this is pretty quirky, and you can interpret it as you wish. This is the finger. It sits outside Milan Stock Exchange here in Piazza Affari. The Italian sculptor Maurizio Catalan created it in 2010, and it was only supposed to be here for a short while. However, it looks like it's going to be here for many more years to come. So that's it here from Milan. I hope you found it really interesting. A little bit of a quirky difference there. Don't forget, please do subscribe by clicking on the button at the bottom of the screen. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.